Hi, Assalamualaikum. I'm Nazrin Shahnaz from Shahnaz Interior Neighborhood. So today we'll be talking about a topic that is quite relevant to caregivers. Reason being is that usually when we talk about healing spaces, it is all about patients. It is about their experience, about their journey and such. So while designing, we also take into consideration of this perspective. However, how about caregivers? Have we actually looked at their perspective about their comfort, about their healing spaces? I think by now everybody have known that we are having problem with issues of burnout by caregivers, doctors and nurses in Malaysia. So there's this report by New Straits Times, February this year, 2023, that stated 95% of doctors and nurses in Malaysia are actually not happy with the healthcare system, and 77% of them are thinking of leaving the healthcare system. They come with various reasons. Some of them are saying burnout, some of them are unsecured with their progress or career path, and then some are having sexual harassment and this and that. But if we take the gist of the issues, it's still an issue for our healthcare system, no matter how we put it. So what happened is that our caregivers are traveling from Malaysia to Saudi Arabia to Singapore and Australia to actually practice their nursing and doctors. And because of that, we in Malaysia keep building more hospitals, we are having clinics, but we are not able to supply enough caregivers. So from perspective of interior design, I think we can offer solutions, at least to have healing spaces for them, and to consider to have an outdoor garden for them to at least ease themselves, have a break between the shifts, and they deserve this, they work hard for it. For a while since COVID, we've been championing that caregivers are given a room for them to relax, really heal themselves, perhaps after shift or during shift. In this room, it should be decorated in such a way that it induces more comfortness for caregivers, for them to really be at home while being in the hospital. So instead of using a very rigid furniture, we can have more comfortable seats. We can have color palettes that is more comforting to the eyes, and then maybe we can also add in features of acoustic treatment on the wall, so that whatever happens in the room can't be heard outside, and vice versa. We should have a free flow of food and coffee, and perhaps we would have TV, Netflix, for them to watch TV for a while. It's not an excuse for them to stay in and relax or consume more time there, but it's actually to provide them that comfort that whenever they need, they can just go there and recharge and then go back to their duty. Because I believe when we talk about patient experience, it's about how the caregivers are treating them and how the whole environment as a whole is receiving the patient. So if we can't correct the way caregivers are feeling burnt out, and we don't offer them a way to discharge themselves from that feeling, how would you expect those caregivers to treat patients with calmness and comfort? That can't be it, and that gets worse when between caregivers and caregivers there are also disputes and stressed, and the whole situation or environment becomes such a toxic and stressful environment. Just like how patients need their healing spaces after battling with a series of illness, caregivers also need their space. They need to feel acknowledged, they need to feel able to release the stress elsewhere in the hospital rather than carrying that burden back home. And it presents a win-win situation for both hospital operators, management and staff. So I think it is not something that we should delay on, it's something that we need to act right now. I hope hospital operators do consider this as an investment rather than just a cost, because if you can retain your staffs and doctors, then the whole ecosystem would be functioning more effectively and efficiently. So as an interior designer, I feel that I would always champion on these matters so that caregivers have their own spaces regardless how small the budget is, but at least they have that space. But as an hospital operators, I hope that you guys welcome these ideas and let's work towards the betterment of healthcare system by giving caregivers what they deserve. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Nazir Shahnaz from Shahnaz Interior Sdn Bhd.